A question that we must now answer right now, as the Oklahoma City Thunder are on the 6th seed and are in danger right now. They have the toughest remaining schedule in the entire NBA. Will they make the playoffs? But that's not my talk of the day. I still think they will. But here's the talk of the day. Do they trust Carmelo? Let's recap on their 3-game losing streak. When they played Portland, where are you, Melo? Melo only had 6 points. And yet this man right about here was not doing well. He wasn't. And then, when it came to the Spurs game, Melo did great. Well, actually, for 3-pointers. Unlike Westbrook was doing terrible at the threes in that game when Melo was perfect. And in the fourth quarter of the Spurs game, they didn't pass him the ball. He did not get the ball one time in the fourth quarter. Not even one time. And from yesterday's loss in overtime, let's see how Melo did. 23 points. Yet you benched him in overtime. So wait a minute. I get this 3-game losing streak. He's not been doing all right. But the second game, he was perfect for threes. He was 3 for 3. But yet, you didn't give him the ball in the fourth quarter? You didn't. Are you scared? And yet, this game, 23 points, but you benched him in the overtime. He was literally doing better than Paul George. This is ridiculous. They benched Melo in the fourth quarter. Look at the remaining games of the Thunder. Well, they should win that. Maybe. Okay, I'm actually going to give them a loss against Golden State. I think KD will beat the living crap out of them. Lose to the Rockets, win against the Heat, and win against the Grizzlies. So really, let's recap this. L, win. That puts them at 46 and 36. Look at the main schedule of the Jazz. Win, lose. And let's look at the main schedule of the Pelicans. Win, lose, win. And how about the Clippers? Even though I don't think they'll make the playoffs, but we'll still do this. Win. Oh, wait. No. I'm sorry. Win. Win, actually. And yet we got the Nuggets who are trying to fight to get there. But they're probably, I think, eliminated. L. So by this percent, I think the Thunder are going to probably either, and I'm not joking, a 7 or 8 seed in the end of the year or not make the playoffs. And yet now all of a sudden, ever since that Blazer game, the Thunder don't trust Melo. They don't trust Melo anymore. But hold on, though. I have a question for you guys, and you guys must answer me. Would you trust a man and give the ball to the fourth quarter on a man who's perfect for threes? Or, how about this? Do you bench Your second highest scorer in overtime. What is Billy Donovan thinking? What are the Thunder thinking? The way OKC has been, this is probably one of the most disappointing teams in NBA history. How in the world do you get from last year's MVP in Westbrook? Then all of a sudden, you get Melo, and a Hall of Famer in Melo, an all-star in Paul George. But probably in the end of the year, I expect them to be an 8 or 7 seed. At the end of the year, and lose in the first round. I do expect that. Because right now, if you may say, oh wait, there's still plenty of time to get that. Here's the problem. The Portland Trail Blazers, one win to clinch not just a playoff spot, but I also believe in the division and the 3rd seed. Well, I think probably just clinch a playoff spot, but still, look at this. The Thunder are literally 3.5 games ahead of Portland, and they got the toughest NBA schedule. They need to do something, or they're going to not make the playoffs or be a very low seed and lose in the first round. Because, let me tell you, who remembers when the Lakers got Dwight Howard, Steve Nash, after being with, winning a championship or being the MVP in Kobe Bryant? I believe that was the year. I could be wrong. Leak down in the comments down below. So you get those guys. You should be a superstar team. But you're not a superstar team. You got swept in the first round. The 2011 through 12 Miami Heat. Now, they did win in the finals, but listen, they started off the season 9-8. You can't start a season like that in 9-8. You just can't start that. And yeah, we got that Brooklyn Nets trade. But really, this team has been a disappointment. And really, now, at this point, I mean, look at the Thunder. They're right now. This man in Melo, you might have to trust him soon. You have to trust Melo. Paul George is not having like he once had in Indiana. I'm not saying he's a bad player, but all of a sudden now, what's going on with Paul George? He's not been the same. There's only one, well, except for yesterday's game with only 10 points. That's just terrible. The worst I've ever seen Paul George was the 5-point game against the Golden State. That's been the worst, and yet Melo outbeat him. Oklahoma right now is in serious danger. They need to do something right here, right now, or they're going to miss the playoffs or be a low seed. What do you guys think? Are the Thunder going to make the playoffs? If so, who will they play in what seed? Because I'm going to be quite honest with you. I think they'll be an 8 or 7 seed. If this team does not make the playoffs, this season's a failure. Because right now, to me, it's already becoming a failure. You need to now trust. There will have to be a game that you will have to trust Melo. You have to trust him. More than Westbrook one day. Because Westbrook this year is the worst free thrower and three-pointer this year. And that's sad. From an MVP from last year with no help, and all of a sudden, when he gets these two superstars, all of a sudden, he can't do those things. And the more this happens with Oklahoma City, Paul George is going to leave, alright? I can already tell Paul George is going to leave. Melo is thinking of Houston, and Paul George is thinking about the Lakers. So really, this team needs to start clicking, or they won't make it, or they'll lose in the first round. Because, they predict Portland and OKC. Portland in 5 games. I can see why. Because Portland beat them. They swept them this year in the regular season. But still, Oklahoma's got to do something, or else they may not make the playoffs, or will, but lose in the first round as an 8 or 7 seed. The best at this point, maybe a 5. But the worst is probably an 8 or a 7. What do you guys think? Will Oklahoma make the playoffs? If so, what seed? I still think they'll make the playoffs, but I got them as an 8 or a 7 seed. Leave your comments down below. Subscribe for me for more of this. Hit that like. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.